Brendan, you guys obviously started Wendell Mo against Utah. How would you describe just his kind of journey over the last few months, getting from where he was to where he is now?
Yeah, it was a cool situation. He'd gotten out of his signing, I guess, when his head coach at the school he was going to left. And when we got the waiver, we'd seen his film, but he'd already signed, so we kind of knew he was a guy that would have been a guy we'd like to add to our program. And it worked out that he was available, and he got to our program a little bit out of shape. Had to trim some of those pounds off of him. I think he lost 30 pounds, over these last couple months to get down in the 330s. He was always a really good mover on film. Johnny pointed him out, and it was just great that we got to get him here. He's a really good student of the game, good ball player, just like a natural football player, regardless of position. So game comes easy to him in that aspect. Plays tough, plays with the right attitude, and he's just been a sponge in terms of learning and getting ready to play. And so it showed, and he did some good things.
When you say Johnny noticed him, do you mean like on scout team kind of thing?
With that too. I mean, yeah, he showed up on scout team. This was back in the recruiting process.
When it comes to like the scout team stuff, do you have somebody who's maybe watching the other side of the ball, the scout team, to see that someone's standing out?
Oh yeah. We always check the scout film, make sure that our guys are, what our guys are doing on the side, and then obviously like it'll pop in the middle of practice. He'll come over and during practice, no. After practice, we'll watch the film if that is your question.
But it seems like there's been a couple of those cases. That was the case with Jacob Manu being able to move up, and maybe some of the other guys on the defensive line. Is that a common thing that guys show up enough on scout team to suddenly work their way back in when they weren't part of the initial plan?
I don't know if it's common, but it's showed up a couple times. Yeah, guys have.
Sometimes when we get done with the, watching our stuff, we go back and just see how our guys are playing, see how much, improvement that they have made, and then show it to the team. So that's what we do.
Brandon, what do you like about just Jonah and Wendell at those both guard spots and the potential there in the future?
It's really their, the strength that they bring. They both play with low center of gravity and can anchor pretty well, and they're both good movers. They're not just guys who are stuck in the ground. So really like the way they can work off the second level, cut off the backside. They're great in double teams, just in combinations. So they can create some space in the run lanes. You saw the first run we hit was right off Wendell's side right there. He worked his gap and then kind of worked back to secure the double team, and that's where the run hit. So yeah, it's great that those guys are getting a shot to play early, and hopefully we can just keep developing them, getting better and better.
Is there a possibility of looking at Jonah at tackle in the offseason?
Sure, and we'll look at everything, and it kind of depends how this recruiting cycle ends up. But yeah, we're open to pretty much anything.
One more thing about Wendell, you obviously you're planning to alternate him with Josh Donovan. Why start him? Like, why not have Josh start? And what was the thought process there?
Just rip the Band-Aid. Just go do it. I mean, the kid's ready. He's great attitude. But then, not make him, see how long his, stamina is, because he hasn't played in a true game. We started Jonah in the first game way back when, and he made it to about halftime. So we wanted to just make sure that he could get through that, and we'll see. I don't know what the process is going to be going forward, but we like kind of the rotation that we had. So we'll see.
Is that a difficult conversation to have with Josh Donovan?
Absolutely, and Josh handled it like a pro. He's still kind of coming back from being injured. He got, the thing happened a couple of weeks up in Seattle. He got landed on bad, and in that deal where you can jump up on field goals and land on guys, which I think is a really bad rule. And he's fighting through that, getting himself back to 100%.
Johnny, 9 of Utah's 13 drives started at their 40 or better.
Yeah, that's our fault.
But the burden that puts on your defense, considering the circumstances, do you think they handled that well despite the amount of points that we got?
I was proud of our guys. They didn't complain. They just went out there and try to do their job and get the ball back for the offense. It's just part of football. That's going to happen, and we just got to do our job as a defense to get the ball back for the offense, and I mean that's the way it is.
When you look at film from Utah game and the USC game, what are some of the positives you draw out of those two games that you can have moving forward this season?
I think our young guys play really well. They're ready to play the games. It's not too big for them. And then, like I said, the guys, our guys play hard, and they're trying to do everything possible to help us win. And, that's what I'm taking, after those two games.
Can you ever remember being in a situation where 4 true freshman defensive linemen were on the field at the same time?
Yeah, at USC versus Arizona at the Coliseum, we had 11 true freshmen playing in that game.
What year was that? Do you remember?
It was Khalil Tay's last year, I believe.
Okay. So, but still, I mean, pretty unusual situation. What did you think of just that group, the defensive line group, the young guys?
I mean, it was a challenge, but, the kids stepped it up and played. It wasn't too big for them. So I was proud, the way they competed, and, that's just part of the game. You're going to have to play some young guys, and you have to live with it, and get better from it. And I thought those guys did a nice job.
What do you like the most about Sterling Lane's game and potential?
His ability to make plays. It's not perfect, but he's always around the ball. So that was good to see, and, we're going to build on that.
He and the other Deuce Davis, how far weight-wise are they away from like where they need to be or where you want them to be?
A lot. I mean, that it's just the way it is. And that's during the off season we'll try to build on that. But you can see the playmaking ability by both kids, is there. So I'm proud to see the way they competed.
Johnny, how do you reflect on your time at UCLA?
It was a lot of learning, and learned a lot from Chip. It was a fun place to work. But the kids there was kind of similar to our guys. They went through some up and downs years, and to see where their program is at now, that's going to, I'm hoping that's going to be us in the next couple of years.
What's the key to containing or slowing down Dorian Thompson-Robinson?
Keep them in the pocket, you know what I mean? Make sure we don't run past the quarterback. Make sure we level rush the quarterback, and then, just make sure we keep him in the pocket, because once he gets out of the pocket, it's dangerous, so that's going to be the message to the guys all week.
Have you said anything about his love for hurdling? Like try to go high on him or something?
Well,
If
yeah.
you need me to hurdle in practice, you can come tackle me.
Yeah, he likes to do it. So we just told our guys to stay high and just wrap them up and bring them down.
When they run zone read, which I'm sure they'll do sometimes with him, or anyone does, what are the keys for the defensive end?
Just make sure we're not squeezing too hard down. Make sure we're redirecting when he does pull the ball, because he will pull the ball, and then always assign somebody to him.
What do you think makes Chip Kelly a good coach?
His system, he's been around it. He's everywhere he's been. The system has been the same, and the consistency, the way his quarterbacks play. And all the moving parts. I mean, there's so many things you got to prepare for. That's the challenge when you're facing a Chip Kelly team.
What stands out about the run game?
Their running back's pretty good, but there's so many misdirection and same side, play, like run plays where they're pulling guys. Sometimes you see they might pull the whole back side, so that's going to be the challenge for us to make sure we fit it up the right way.
How has Chip evolved over the years? I mean, he was kind of known for, running that fast tempo at Oregon, and maybe kind of, one of the forerunners of that. And now, I don't know, it looks a little different.
No, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. I mean, when he was at Oregon, maybe a couple of different looks personnel-wise, but it's the same.
Did you learn anything from him in terms of just how he ran the program overall?
Yeah. He's very similar to what we're doing here. The message to the kids, and to believe, to keep coming to work with the right attitude and being positive in the building. Those are the things that we're doing here too.
What's it like coaching in the Rose Bowl for both of you guys?
In the Rose Bowl game, or
just in the Rose Bowl, or just the stadium itself?
Oh man, it's one of the best venues in college football. Just every chance you get in there, man, and get the opportunity to coach, it's a blessing. So probably the nicest locker room and visiting locker room in the country. So all the things that comes with it. And then you look around and, how many Rose Bowls been playing there, so it's a pretty special place.
What about you, Brandon?
Yeah, I've had a couple bad games and some good games. So some fond memories and some rough defeats there, but it's a beautiful stage to play on. So I'm excited for our guys to get to go see it. I don't know, maybe the last shot they get to go play there for, I don't know. Well, so it'll be special, and it'll be special because it's the next game too. So our guys are ready to get back out there and put a great performance forward against a really tough opponent. Another ranked opponent that we want to go toe to toe with. So.
They have a new defensive coordinator. What can you tell us about their defensive style?
Well, he was a heck of a linebackers coach back in the day at Pitt Panthers when I was there. So, Coach McGovern and Coach Kenny Norton's the linebacker coach there. I know he's going to have some influence on it too. So, got a lot of respect for those guys. Both great coaches, great leaders, great people. So, it'll be fun competitions.
If you can run the ball as well as you did at Utah, what kind of effect can that have on the opponent's pass rush?
A huge one. Obviously, when they got to honor the run, they can't stay back there and cover all the receivers. So, we'll just keep working, to find the best ways to attack it, and hopefully we can have some more success.
When DJ Williams trucks a defender, what kind of effect does that have on the sideline?
Everyone just kind of raises up a little bit and kind of gets off the ground because it's exciting to see him, kind of exert his dominance on players. We'll hopefully see some more of it this week. Expect a lot out of him. He's been great for us, but when we can show our toughness, we love to do that.
Is that just an instinctive thing, like whether to do that versus juking or stiff arming or whatever?
I haven't seen him hurdle anybody yet, so I don't know if he's got that card in his bag. But yeah, it's we're gonna encourage that. We're gonna encourage him to be physical, to run through guys. They're not always going to tackle him. At some of the there was a chance I thought that he might have ran through that tackle. On the edge we had the big hit. The Utah safety might have got the better on that one, but just that physical run style, they'll get him sometimes, but they're not going to get him every time, and he'll break those tackles and just keep going.
So what's the plan for recruiting for this week, for you guys?
I'm worried about
I think,
UCLA right
yeah,
now.
I think there's a couple of coaches
I'll
going
make
out.
some phone calls tomorrow night.
Yeah, I don't think we finalized that yet.
Are you guys going to games on Friday night?
We haven't.
don't.
We do our meeting tomorrow, so we'll figure all that out.
You guys started Gunner again at Star over DJ. What was the thought process there?
Gunnar had the best practice all week, more consistent. So whoever's the more consistent guy and don't make less mistakes is going to be the one playing.
Where do you see DJ Wendell's long-term position? Where does he fit best?
He's doing a good job where he's at, but eventually he was a free safety at UCLA when I was there. So I think that's more of his, where he fits, where he's comfortable at. So we'll look into it after the season.
Any more questions? All right, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All good. Appreciate you guys.